you're locked on Joy 99.7 FM. It's 7:08, and welcome to Strong and Sassy right here. My name is aKorfa. I'm sitting in for your regular host, Enimwa Enim Adu. Now, we're kicking off 2025 with a show that's packed with great conversations, expert advice, and so much more. And today is no different. So, at the beginning of the year, you find yourself putting thoughts together. Sometimes you have a huge planner. By this time, I want to do this. I want to do this. If you're looking at losing weight, there's so many things you've put together. But then along the lines, all the challenges that come with life, sometimes you end up not, really focusing on what you decided to do on in the beginning. So today our conversation is very, very simple and quite interesting. We're taking a look at the New Year resolution, why we struggle to stick to our goals. The big word is why we struggle to stick to our goals. And I would like you to join in the conversation. We're streaming on Facebook on Joy 99.7 FM, on X, and also on YouTube as well. You can also send us a WhatsApp. That is 055 11 11 997. Maybe there's a trick you've been able to, you're introduced to that helps you adjust to, falling off whenever you put your plans together. Either way, we have experts joining us in studio to have that conversation. Now, we have Comfort Okran, the CEO of Legacy and Legacy, a management consultancy company, and executive director of Springboard Roadshow Foundation. She is also the co-founder of Combat Impressions. And we have Janet Sunkwamils, the CEO, Janem Salon and Spa, also the chairperson, Executive Committee, Executive Women Network. Now, Dr. Vanessa Kabu will be joining us pretty shortly as well. Hi, Janet.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
You're looking very radiant. I hope your evening has been going well so far.
That's how I'm starting the year. It's
Praise
a year
be to God.
of radiance and transformation.
That's amazing to know.
I'm kicking right in.
Amazing. You're looking fabulous.
Merci.
Hello, Comfort Okran. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. How are you doing this evening?
Good evening to you, aKorfa and Janet, my sweetheart, and we are really looking forward to see Jessica as well. And it's going to be a fantastic conversation. It is a new year, and there's so much we can do together.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Now, we need to start off, and I'm starting off with you, Comforts. Do we really need to have, New Year's resolutions put down?
That is a tough one, but and I'll say that nobody's holding a gun to our heads to say that have a conversation or have a New Year resolution. However, you would know that every single person, if you look at your life, there are areas in your life that you would like to see a change, a positive change, most likely, or some places where you would like to accomplish certain goals. So sometimes getting to the end of the year, you look at the things you've been able to do and say, because I want to achieve goal X, so in 2026, in 2025, I want to lay a foundation for that so that by the time I get to 2026, I'm well positioned to achieve that goal. So that is why we set the resolution, looking at ways in which there are things that are personal commitments that would help us improve either our lives or our habits or certain behaviors that would like to see changes in. So basically, that's why we set New Year resolutions. Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me come back to the studio. Janet, do you believe that we need to set resolutions?
I think the word resolutions is quite interesting, right?
Okay.
If you look at it in the dictionary, it says resolved or resolve, i.e. you're determined to do something. So the word determination, let's take the word resolution for now.
Okay.
And let's just look at the word or the attitude of determination.
Okay.
Now, determination is an everyday word, isn't it? So it doesn't have to be a New Year's resolution.
Okay.
I.e., what am I determined to achieve in life? What am I determined to do today? What am I determined to do tomorrow? Sometimes we just create this fancy terminology, quote unquote, New Year's resolution. So it makes it look like something out of the ordinary. and something out of the norm.
Okay.
But actually, it's just a normal everyday life that we lead. We just determined and more focused to achieve a certain goal.
Right.
Something that we set ourselves to do, something that we're probably thinking that we're lacking. But I'll tell you, most often when we come in with the mindset of, oh, I'm not good enough, oh, I lack this, oh, there's this gap in my life, then you put pressure on yourself, self-sabotage, because you start from a consciousness of a lack.
Okay.
And once you start there, immediately your consciousness goes into negativity. So it's most important to think from a concept or a mindset of positivity, a mindset of feeling good about yourself, a mindset of I'm enough, or a mindset of, oh, I just want to do this. And then you kind of strive at it on a daily basis. So there are different types of goals that we set ourselves, and
you
we
hold the thought.
We'll
get into that pretty shortly. But Comfort, it's good to have you back. We nearly lost you there. Now, we'd like to get into finding reasons why people aren't able to stick to the goals they set at the beginning of the year. Can you walk us through that?
You know, whenever you set the goal for yourself, I mean, I would just want to add a little statistics where it is proven that sometimes if we are 10 people in a room and we all of us set our New Year goal, it is claimed that by 19th of January, 9 out of the 10 people who set New Year goals have decided that, they are not pursuing their goals any longer. And so based on that statistics, why does that happen? You realize that sometimes we set goals that are unrealistic. Simply, you have been eating for the past 20 years, and you've decided that, okay, this year I want to be more health conscious. So you're setting a health-related goal. But your health-related goal, instead of setting an achievable one, you start from losing 20 pounds in a month. That implies that you're looking at losing at least half a pound every single day. You didn't lay all those 20 pounds in 1 year, in a month. So why are you hoping to lose it all in 1 month? So those are so unrealistic goals are some of the things. Sometimes too, you set a goal. Oh, I want to, there's in the same losing weight category, you can say I want to lose weight. But I don't say I want to lose, let's say, 2 kilos. Just say I want to lose weight. For what? Why? Which? Where? So what exactly do you want to see happen? I want to read the Bible for 5 minutes a day. That is a realistic goal. But if you say I want to read the Bible and you say I'll read the whole of Genesis in a week, why? Where are you going? Relax. You can have sometimes too, you set the goal, but we are not motivated. So you have insufficient motivation, or you want to you can do the learning the Bible or reading the Bible or becoming better in your job as a project manager, and so you want to go to school and better yourself, but you are not sufficiently motivated, or you do not see how attaining that goal will help you in your work as a project manager. So even though you would wish, and you used to look at I'm saying you would wish to have your project management certificate, you are not sufficiently motivated to pursue it. And we may have unhealthy habits. In the same project management goal, you like your sleep or you like jamming. So every Friday night, I must go and have a jam somewhere. But if you want to achieve that goal, you may need to take out some of those things that will hold you back. And I think the final one I want to put on the table for now is the fact that when we set those goals, we need to be tracking to see how well or otherwise we are trending on the scale. And so if you don't track the progress, if we are going to Kumasi and we don't track the fact that we have passed and so on, so we will reach, the next place that we'll reach will be Suhum from Suhum, we are going to Ejinam, and we are just going along the road. And then sometimes you may see yourself on the Cape Coast Road, but you don't say that. I didn't say I'm going to Cape Coast. I'm not getting a degree in finance. I'm getting a PMP. Then you're on the road to anywhere, and because you're not tracking yourself sufficiently, you do not, or you are unable to achieve your goal.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I've been able to note down unrealistic goals, insufficient motivation, and then trust. I'll come back to you for us to get into some of the processes we can engage in to ensure that while we're picking these 3 pointers that you've given us, we don't fall off along the line as well.
It's important.
Okay. So I'll come back to you shortly on that. Please hold that thought. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Vanessa Kabu is joining us here. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Aw.
Thank you, and good evening.
Good evening to you.
To you
And
and your
so I would need you to just give me a brief background to this. You are an MBCHB.
A medical doctor.
Oh, so that's the full.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of
Okay.
Surgery. Yes.
And then the MPH.
Masters in Public Health.
Beautiful. And then you're the
you.
founder of First Aid on Wheels.
Rightly.
We'll get into that a little bit as well, but you're welcome.
Thank
Right
you.
now, Janet, I wanted to find out, you mentioned about determination and all of that. While you use that word to describe, the goals you want to set moving forward, would you say along the lines you felt a little bit unmotivated?
Listen, so whilst Comfort was talking, I was listening to her. And over the years, what I've realized is we do set goals. Personal goals, professional goals, health goals, sometimes relationship goals, so many different types of goals. We even timeline them and everything. But sometimes what we're failing to look at is the why behind the goals, first of all. Why am I setting those goals? You really sometimes just have to sit back and self-introspect and ask yourself, what is the reason behind the goals I'm setting? And once you find that, you realize that when you backtrack a little, you still go back.
Okay.
Because there's a reason for that goal.
Okay.
Unless that reason ceases to be valid, because we are in a very dynamic environment, and therefore our goals are not static, they are not fixed. They are very evolving. And you have to have an attitude of evolution as well. The other thing is the how.
Okay.
So the goals are not enough, but the what and the how. So for example, I'll just give you, over the years, I've stopped setting goals and I'll tell you what I'm
Okay.
doing. So in 2025, for example, guess what?
Tell me.
My wishes are, I want to be healthy enough to pursue my dreams.
Okay.
I want to have strength for life's battles that come at me. I want to have motivation to reach my goals. I want to have serenity for when uncertainties come, and most importantly, I want to be close to God. So irrespective of what I'm setting myself to achieve, these are the intangibles that help me achieve my tangibility in terms of goals.
Okay.
So yes, do set your goals. Yes, everything that Comfort said, but why? Know your why.
Okay.
So that when you sidetrack, you can and know your how. The intangibles, the attitudes, your mindset, your heart set, everything else that helps you to achieve those goals is what you should focus on at this stage.
Okay. All right. Dr. Vanessa, we will get into the health, aspect of the conversation, but you as a person and as an individual, I'm sure you probably have put some, goals together and all of that. But along the lines, have you ever had an instance where you felt unmotivated to continue? Would you want to walk us through that experience and how you got back on track?
Most definitely. As you set your goals, you set your plans, you set your ideas of what you aim to achieve, every single individual or every single person would definitely have certain goals. It could be a diet, it could be health-wise, it could be relationship-wise, it could be financial. However, there are certain times where you'd feel very unmotivated. Just as Janet was saying, you need to be able to understand your why and then also the how. So once you understand the why you're setting those goals, it's very easy to go back to the drawing board and re-motivate yourself. You would find the reason why you decided to set these goals in the first place. And when you're feeling down, you'd be able to remember or remind yourself that, okay, these are the reasons why I set these goals, and so let me try to pick myself up. It's very easy to stay in a place where you're down because you feel unmotivated, but going back to the drawing board would give you that insight. It would allow you that strength. It would give you that motivation to get back on track.
Okay. Well, that's very beautiful.
I wanted to add
go
something
ahead.
to that. And that is, I think we must realize that most often in life, what we set ourselves, the need or the want that we have, takes us to an uncomfortable place.
Right.
And take us to a place of sacrifices. And sometimes when we're faced with the challenges, let me use a word, the uncomfortableness of the situation, then we pull back.
Exactly.
Because we love our comfort zone. Hey, whoever told you that greatness is achieved on a platter of comfort is a lie. So if you want to achieve greatness, if you're setting goals that are aspirational, be ready, because you're going to face a situation where you will be uncomfortable. And therefore, when you get there, you really have to dig deep into the why and allow yourself to grow with the process.
Okay.
Because most of the time, hey, I don't know how, I mean, today on our platform, we're chatting about flat tummies and stuff like that. I mean, the whole afternoon, Executive Women Network, we were chatting about what to eat, and people were like, am I going to sacrifice my kinky, my jollof, my this and that? But if you are comfortable eating jollof like me, and komi keshito like me, and you don't want to sacrifice it, then that 2 inches that you want to lose off your waist will not go away.
Yeah.
So there's sacrifices. And that's probably what you talk about, motivation. Dig deep. If you want to travel to the US and they say come at 5:30 a.m. to the embassy or wherever, tell me, what time do you wake up?
I think they actually
3
didn't get there
a.m.
by 4.
3 a.m. So you lose sleep. Some of us will not even sleep. We'll be like packing the papers, arranging them, everything. That is the discomfort
Right.
you feel to achieve greatness. So let's all be ready
To put in the work.
to put in the work. Otherwise, please don't blame anyone.
Don't blame anyone.
No.
Comfort. So I wanted to find out if you're adding on to what Janet and Dr. Vanessa have already said, because we wanted to find out the processes at the end of the day, or maybe the tools that we will need to ensure that we understand that we have to be motivated, where the goals have to be realistic, and we need to trust the process. But then again, we are humans, life happens. What tools can you share with us that we can work with to ensure that we don't lose balance at the end of the day?
Tell you. It's such a realistic topic that we are discussing this evening, and even though it seems like there's no way out of it, people have used it and people have improved their lives. So I think, as Janet is saying, let's take that challenge of looking at, yes, it is uncomfortable. It's taking us to a new place. Out of using my name in vain, Janet, don't use that. Taking us out of our comfort zone. But at the end of it, what do we achieve? So in order for us to not just do this, but then to also enjoy our lives, looking back at 2024 and saying that this has been the best year ever in our lives, I'll say that first and foremost, let's look at tools. Different tools have been developed that we can also access or we can use. Some of that includes, because we are in the new age, they have apps. I mean, if anybody works in a very busy office, I'm sure some of you have come across Slack. Even though you think of Slack as your office tool, there's another. You can also use it for your goal setting. You can have other digital tools like Trello. People know how to use Trello. So if you're using that to see how you set your goals and track your goals, it's fantastic. Another way that we can do Google Calendar. You have to write all those things. yesterday I was watching a gentleman who was saying that what he does when he's setting his New Year goals, so apart from the annual goal, he would have his 3 month goal, which is fantastic. Then every week he says that, okay, this week, what am I achieving out of those 3 month goals? What am I focusing on? And then when he has his weekly plan, then he goes to his daily. And he says that, I said I have these 3 things I want to achieve this week. So on Monday, which of them will I focus on? And for how long am I focusing on it? Is it for 20 minutes, 5 minutes? And you will say 5 minutes, set up my goal. But you can imagine someone who has said, I want to say those 20 pounds, but now it's a year's goal, not a month's goal. And you say that every day, I'll just do 10 minutes, starting small, having at the back of our mind the concept of a 1 degree split. Because we think that is small, but over time, that 1 degree shift that we practice would increase, we'll see the cumulative benefits of going along that path. So we want to do our PMP. We say, okay, I'll study for just 30 minutes a day. So in this, your Trello, you put down 30 minutes study, or even 20 minutes. And then you sat down and studied just 1 bullet point out of the various minute parts of project management. And you've got to dial down. The next day, you build on it. The next day, you build on it. By the end of the week, when you sit down to say, okay, what was I able to achieve this week? You can see yourself, actually tracking yourself and saying that you're not bad at all. You can also have a paper-based tool like a goal-setting workbook. And at EW, and we actually did one, which I think I would ask Janet to dial down a little bit about that goal-setting book. It's a fantastic tool that anyone can have access to, and you are able to track yourself throughout the year about what you set, what the month has achieved, and so on and so forth. So these are some of the tools that can help us track ourselves. And basically when we are using that, both Janet and Jessica talked about the positive mindset, and that is key. Because if your mindset is not right, it will not happen. Some people talk about visualization. And I remember this was when Albert and I had just got married. And this is a goal. This is personal goal setting for myself, and I just want to share it today.
That's all
right. We had just gotten married, as we say, we didn't even have a bicycle tire. And we set ourselves an ambitious goal that we'll buy a car at the end of our first year of marriage. I said we didn't have a bicycle tire, so it was a big one. But by the grace of God, because in our consciousness, in our goal setting, we have said that this is what we wanted to achieve as a family. Every cent that we got, we put it down. Every cent. Because it was going towards buying our first car. By the end of the year, aKorfa, we had bought a car. Yes, it left us in the middle of times on town sometimes, but I didn't need to still be taking the throttle. I had my own car because we were motivated, because we were grateful, because we kept tracking ourselves and were able to achieve that goal. So these are some of the tools, digital tools, paper tools, the motivation, the mindset, and so on and so forth. That would help us achieve the goals that we set ourselves in 2024.
Okay.
2025.
Yeah, 2025. Yes, 2025. Now, you've spoken at length about this, but what I'm getting at the end of it all, like you shared the tools and everything, but it's giving more of patience because this is somewhat you've set the goal for for the whole year, and then you're breaking it down to 3 months. You're checking in a day. So, what would you say to someone who does not have patience?
Okay.
Yes,
So,
okay.
you know what? Jessica, you want to take that?
Vanessa.
Yeah, she's Vanessa, Dr. Vanessa.
Oh, Dr. Vanessa, pleasure to meet you.
Same.
When Comfort talked about the car, it just brought fond
Memories.
The first car I bought, we used to call it From a Distance. Because from a distance, it looks so good.
Until you come
got
closer.
close to it and you are like, oh my God. And then the second car we bought, we call it True Bang. That's get closer. Now there is confidence. But haven't sidetracked on that. You know what, huh? Everything Comfort has said, I agree to it. What makes it so difficult is our attitudes and our behaviors and our mindset. And for the past 3 years, I've just zoned into some principles that have helped me in terms of how to carry myself in achieving my goals. And I would just like to share 3 of them,
Go
if
ahead.
you don't mind.
Yeah.
Interestingly, is in the Asian culture and the Japanese culture. The first one is Ikigai. Probably you've heard about it. But Ikigai is simply discovering your purpose in life and finding something that wants you or that makes you want to wake up every day.
Okay.
You know, there are times when we wake up, we're like, oh, Charlie, do I have to go to work again? Do I have to do this again? And you just feel demotivated. But the question is, what makes you want to wake up every day? And that will fuel you. Do find that. The second thing is there's another concept which is called Kaizen. And Kaizen means that you just focus on the small improvements you make every day instead of trying to do big things and grandiose things. Okay, so today I woke up, I'm breathing. Okay, so today I did this. Today I did that. That is enough. Okay. To want to keep you going on a daily basis. And for me, this has helped. The consistency of it is what helps. Now, organizing your task. And last year, I went to a workshop on resetting and setting back. And of course, we all did our vision boards. My vision board is on my dresser.
Yeah.
So every day I see it. And I'm like, okay, I wanted to do this. Did I do it? So I have it prioritized into this is work in progress. This has been achieved. This is yet to be achieved, blah, blah, blah. And the slightest improvement makes me happy. The little wins make me happy because it fuels you to want to keep going. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the last but not the least is Wabi Sabi, which is basically embrace imperfection. Instead of stressing over every little, God knows, everybody who knows me knows that Janet is a sucker for details. Have you doing dot the I? Have you put the comma? Have you and stuff like that. But since I learned to embrace the little imperfections and focus on the big picture, Jesus, I'm breathing.
Yeah.
I'm breathing and I'm happy for the little things that I've achieved. So for me, these are some of the attitudes and the behaviors that keep me going.
Okay.
Even when the going gets tough.
Yeah.
And I have stopped going to the gym because I pay every year and I never
You
go.
never go.
So I do the little things that I can do and I think it's working.
Right, it is working. Yeah, we can see some curves in the outfit. It's
Right.
working. It's working. Now, Dr. Vanessa, would you want to add on to that?
Yes, definitely. I mean, listening to both Janet and Comfort, the most significant thing for me is the consistency and being able to identify the little things and making better each and every single day. And of course, you have to have a plan. And once you have that, there's something to work with. That way, your mind is not all over the place or it's not in a clutter. I think growing up, I've gotten used to the fact that I need to jot things down.
Absolutely.
That way, you're able to revert and then know what you didn't do, what needs to be done, and what can be done at another time.
Right.
And also being able to prioritize. A lot of the times we want to put so much on our plate, and that can get overwhelming. When you have too much food on your plate, you'll not be able to savor each and every taste that is on there. So getting little portions or little things done at every step of the way should be key and priority. And then knowing what you want, what you're about, should also be something that we should all take seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So if you're just joining us, you're welcome. This is Strong and Sassy on Joy 99.7 FM. My name is aKorfa, and today we're discussing the New Year resolution, why we struggle to stick to our goals. Now, if you've got questions or suggestions, you can send it via WhatsApp 055 11 11 997. And we're live on Facebook, we're on X, and we're on YouTube as well. Now, having the conversation with Janet Sunkwamil. She's the CEO, Janem Salon and Spa, Chairperson, Executive Committee, Executive Women Network. I'm also here with Dr. Vanessa Mensah Kabu, MBCHB, MPH. Yeah, I have to take my time. Medical doctor, I know, right? And then we've got Comfort Okran, the CEO of Legacy and Legacy, and Executive Director of Springboard Roadshow Foundation, also the co-founder of Combat Impressions. Now, Comfort, I would like to know, we've talked about, the tools, making sure that you at least have a purpose to everything that you're doing. Now, how are we monitoring? Do we need an accountability partner in all of this?
This is a very, very relevant angle that you have added to the conversation. The accountability partner, according to various studies, shows that your probability of achieving your goal is increased by 65 to 90%, depending on how good or otherwise your accountability partner is. So your accountability partner could be just, your sister or your brother, or a more proper one would be a coach who would tell you to the face when you are just being still and say, look, you said you are achieving this goal. You have not. What are we talking about? What are you doing? Why haven't you? And it's able to help you identify what we call habits or characters that are self-sabotaging you. And therefore, based on that, you are able to recalibrate and push on towards achieving those goals. So, fantastic addition to the conversation. Accountability partners, very, very key. They can be a group that you are part of. It can be, the coach, anybody. But somebody who you tell the person that, I want to get that car, or I want to get this personal goal, or I want to do whatever it is by this time. Please help me and hold me accountable.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Now, Janet, I know you even have a group that you guys chat about, the health and everything. What would you say or add on when it comes to accountability partner? Like, have you had one in all of the processes that you've experienced?
Good question. When you read the books, when you listen to the podcast and everything else, everybody talks about accountability partner. So this is no news. The news is that you are yourself motivator.
Okay.
If you don't get moving, that accountability partner cannot move you. So learn to be your own cheerleader. Learn to blow your own horn. Learn to dig deep when the going gets tough. And I will tell you, your accountability partner is demotivated by your inability to achieve your objectives because they are only human. But when you self-motivate and you are able to achieve your own objectives, oh my God, it's like magic. Yeah. It just blows up. But most of the time we are so busy criticizing ourselves. We focus on the brokenness. Oh, and I didn't do this. Oh, and I couldn't do. Leave that behind. I have said it. It's easier said than done.
I was going to say, like, the kind of society we're in or we come from, it's so hard to decide that you are blocking society's voice and just be you in all of this process, because it is hard.
It comes with maturity.
Oh.
It comes with self-introspection. It comes with calmness. It comes with self-awareness. It comes with knowing who you are. Really, if you don't know who you are, in today's world where social media and everybody is busy talking and talking and talking, and there is so much noise, and people are walking in your mind with their dirty feet, you are the only one who can stop people from infiltrating your mind with their dirty feet and infiltrating your heart with their negative emotions. You are the only one. And therefore, yes, people can help you. That's why we have networks. Like I belong to this wonderful network, Executive Women Network, and I've been privileged enough to serve as your chairperson. And the support is amazing. The sisterhood is amazing. But I tell you, there are about 40 to 60% of people on that platform who are inactive. And if you are inactive, you will not get the benefit. That's why we have a hashtag. We say, work the network. So please, sweetheart,
You need to motivate
you
yourself.
are your own
Motivator.
trigger.
Okay. All right. I
Capiche?
get that. Capiche.
Okay. No, this one you say capash. The
So
past tense of capiche
is capache.
is I'm lying.
Oh my goodness. So Dr. Vanessa, I'll get to you pretty shortly, but Comfort, so we have a question here. Someone says, that's Kwesi from Kade, says that how do you motivate yourself when you have failed before in carrying out a task such as doing your further studies? Hello,
I think hello.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. And I think Janet alluded to it, and then I also talked about it when with regards to the accountability stuff.
Yes.
Because we are human, we will fail. And when you fail, you just have to acknowledge that you have failed. But the good thing is that you don't stay down and say, I have failed, so that's the end of the world. That's where we talk about the small, the 1 degree shift, being satisfied with just 5 minutes. And the fact that you said you would do the exercise for 5 minutes, and then day 1 you did it, day 2 you did it, day 3 you did it, in fact, even day 14 you did it. But day 15 you traveled. And then you traveled, you were still in the middle of travel, so you were not able to do it. So for 5 days, you haven't done it. Then all of a sudden, you say no. Then the whole thing is been off track. What about the 15 days that you've been working out consistently? Doesn't that count for something? So when it doesn't go well, acknowledge that it hasn't gone well and see what has prevented you from making that happen. And then take yourself off the floor, dust yourself off, and start again.
Okay.
Continue from where you have reached. So you can take up 5 days, up to 20. But from 21, you can start again. Maybe you may need to tweak it a little so that this time you would account for when you need to travel. What will you do?
Okay.
So, for instance, I have started doing using YouTube to do some exercises. I've done it for the past 2 weeks, no problem. So I'm going for a family trip out of the house. By the grace of God, YouTube can go with me. So therefore, where I am, I took my canvas shoes, and every day I do my 10 minutes workout. I mean, after my Bible study, and we are on track. Okay. So on the same day, if he has stopped something that he had hoped to achieve, he should look at why that thing he was unable to achieve it, and see what can I tweak, what can I add to make my goal achievable, and go back to it.
All right.
As they say, when you go back, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
continue.
matter. All right. Now, are we permitted to celebrate our wins? And if we are, how are we doing this? Are we throwing a huge party, or we're just giving ourselves a pat on the back?
Of course, we are allowed to
You should
celebrate
know.
our wins. That's the whole idea, isn't it?
So are we though? Like I get that, but
Yes.
I want to know to what extent, because sometimes people get carried away. You are celebrating your win, and then at the end, oh yeah, I did this. Then you're all relaxed. Wouldn't that happen?
The question will keep going to your why.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want the whole world to know that I did this and therefore see me?
Okay.
What are you celebrating and why are you celebrating it? And what
Right.
is the humility and the attitude behind your celebration?
Okay.
It calls for a lot. But right now we are also engrossed with the optics. We want people to see this. We want this. And therefore, everything you want the whole world to know. Guy, keep in your corner. Celebrate with humility.
I
Be
get
happy
that.
for your little achievements and then keep going. On the day you want to celebrate big and thank God, I'm a Christian, so allow me to, bring in God. And you want to thank God with thanksgiving, go to church by all means. Do your thanksgiving by all means. Call a few friends by all means. And I said, friends. The real ones.
The real ones.
The ones who want to see you achieve something.
Yeah.
Not the hola people who are like, eh.
The fanfullers.
I tell you, they are called what?
They're called fanfullers.
Fanfullers. I've learned something new today. Fanfullers.
No, yes.
Yeah,
So Dr.
please.
Vanessa, go ahead.
So just
Add
to
on.
add to that, I think the more people are focused on the optics, the more difficult it is for them to start over. Meaning that once they are just focused on what is out there, should they have any difficulty, then they're scared. They just go back, and in that regard, they're going to end up being stuck in their comfort zone, because then you're only doing this thing just because you want to show it off, because you want it to be out there. But
Right.
if you're comfortable, you're comfortable within yourself, you've introspected, you're motivating yourself, it doesn't matter if you have to start over 10 times.
10 times.
You know your goal, you know your why,
Your why.
and you know how you're going to get there. And so it doesn't matter about what is out there, you'll be able to start over as many times as possible. So the self-motivation is very, very important, and also having that accountability partner
as well.
who has your best interest
Interest
at
at
heart,
heart.
not just anybody, but someone who has your best interest at heart, someone who is looking out for the best for you. Because of course, some people, their New Year's resolution might be, okay, I want to stop drinking. But then if your accountability partner is someone
Also
who used
loves
to
to
go
drink.
out with to drink, then it's like, oh, but why? What's different? What's new? What's
Yeah.
that? Like, there's nothing has happened to us until this far. So why are you changing that
Changing
now?
it.
You need someone that has your best interest at heart as well as theirs, because the more you grow yourself, the more the people around you
also
would
pick up
also
on it.
grow.
Right,
Absolutely.
right. Now, for the strong and sassy woman, yeah, what can one do by staying healthy all year round? Yeah.
Well, the mindset. I think if it's one thing that has gone around amongst all of us is the mindset, having the right mindset, being in a place of calm. It's not easy, especially with every single thing that is going on. The realities of life really hit you hard, and it's very difficult to be in that place of calm. However, there are certain daily things you can practice, even hourly things that you can practice. Deep breathing, for example, listening before you speak, not speaking in a rush, because these are things that tend to have an impact on our mental health, and also what you expose yourself to, be it your environment, social media, what you listen to, what you see. We own whatever it is that we do, except for the things that are
Out of
inevitable,
our
are
control,
out of
yeah.
our way. Maybe you're walking and then you just see a pop-up news. That one is inevitable. It's not something that is in your control. But you're able to navigate your phone's algorithm, even your TVs at home, on what to watch, when to watch it. And these are little things that we can do to help preserve or maintain our mental health. And as women, it's important that depending on the age you find yourself in,
I was going to get to that.
yes,
Yeah.
there are certain things that you should take particular pay particular attention to. So your screenings, pap smears, breast cancer screening, these are very important. Visit your gynecologist or your healthcare provider routinely so that at least your basic labs, you'd have an idea about it. Women donate blood every month. I like to call it a monthly donation. That's the menstruation I'm referring to. And so have a baseline of what your HB is. Get to know these little things. So if there's any change, if you're having certain symptoms, you're able to pick them up immediately. And then don't be shy from visiting the hospitals. We shy away from the hospitals because of the concern that we're going to be exposed.
Yes.
But we're there to take care of you. And until you can bridge that barrier or break that barrier of shyness, you will not get the help that you need or you require. And don't wait too long until you visit the healthcare facility. And also hydrate. We all want that glowy skin. We all want that, beautiful skin. Water plays a very key and important role in how our overall outlook is. We underestimate the importance of water, but the body is basically more than 75% water. And so it's important that you replenish as often as possible. Our environment is humid, our environment is hot, and so you're going to be sweating. And as you sweat, you need to replenish.
So Dr. Vanessa, before you continue, and then what about water? So I saw a meme, I think a post where someone says they keep telling you drink more water, hydrate, then they forget it. So there was a photo of water, or you have to drink water. There's another photo where people were stuck in a queue going to use the washroom, and I resonated with it because in my mind I'm like, you say to drink, I drink water, and every second you have to visit the washroom.
It is true.
It is very true.
It is so true.
Yes.
So I think sometimes it's also a turn off for people. I've encountered people who've said that they don't want all of that, because imagine a lot in Accra as well, we don't have a lot of places where you can convenience exactly. So then they're like, why would I want to put myself through that?
So true.
I completely agree with you.
I couldn't agree with you more. And this is exactly what we were chatting about on the platform. But the first thing that came to me was, and apparently quite a number of ladies have been practicing that, bearing in mind that as you age, correct me if I'm wrong, your dietary needs change because your body is going through evolution.
Changes,
As for women, our bodies keep changing all the time, and therefore our dietary needs and everything changes. But someone had mentioned that the first thing you consume in the morning is a glass of water. So have a glass of water by your bedside. Even if you haven't brushed your teeth, the first thing you drink is a glass of water, and not cold. Room temperature, because the cold one, once it gets into your stomach, the temperature in your stomach, blah, 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 or the medical, they know about it. But, have that glass of water. But I couldn't agree with you more. So I have my bottle of water. So I drink the first glass at home, get to pee before I leave the house. And as I'm moving along, I take sips. Really sips, because there are no places of convenience. And that is a fact. Until I get to a place that I am so sure that if I want to empty and pee, I can pee. In a safe, hygienic place with no bacteria.
Understood.
Do you understand?
I do.
So the water drinking, yes, is important. But just learn to listen to your body, understand your body, and then pace yourself.
I agree, because Dr. Vanessa speaking about drinking water, her skin is so good, so I understand where she's coming from. Now, I'll also take your final comments on the health bit, and also wrapping it up on, final words on our main topic, which is the New Year's resolution and how we ensure that we're sticking to the goals. Yes.
So what I would say is resolutions are good. They help to keep us on track. But don't be grandiose. Don't make resolutions on impulse. And also factor in the realities of life. Don't be too hard on yourself, because you might set a goal, but then realities of life might make that goal unachievable or unattainable. So make enough room for any changes. Be dynamic. Allow yourself to evolve. Allow yourself to learn during the process. And it's not a quick fix. Be consistent, be patient, and celebrate the little wins. You could just do a little dance, like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I did this, I got it right.
Yeah.
And don't be scared, or don't be afraid to fail, or don't be afraid to start over, because
Okay.
that would only limit you from
Okay.
actually getting to the place
All right,
that
sure.
you
Thank you. And
envision
Janet, a quick
yourself.
one as well. You wrapping up on our main topic.
What has helped me is my optimism in life. Be optimistic no matter what. Anything that doesn't allow you to grow, anything that doesn't allow you to glow, or anything that doesn't allow you to flow, just say no.
Okay.
Learn to say no.
Learn to say
and be
no.
comfortable
In
with
saying
saying no.
Okay. Thank you so much. A final words from you, Comfort Okran.
Thank you so much for having us on the program, aKorfa. Thank you, Janet and Vanessa, for being such wonderful partners as well. Happy New Year to all our lovely listeners this evening. And I just want to say that as we close that, the clock keeps ticking. It never stops. So I just want to say that the fact that you haven't succeeded in the new year resolutions in the past, or your plans, your goals haven't all achieved, you haven't achieved them, doesn't mean that that's the end of life. I want to say keep going. And remember that achieving our goals does take time. It takes effort. It takes perseverance. Let's have the plan. Let's determine, and then let's see why we want to achieve that. And once we know that we are doing that to God's glory, acknowledging Him and as part of our plans,
Okay.
I believe that 2025 would be a fantastic year for every single person.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Comfort Okran, for that. And Adam says hi. Adam says hi to you and to Janet as
Adam.
well. Yes, Adam says hi.
Hi,
And
Adam.
thanks going out to the entire production team. Adam Knight and Mirabel Johnson. My name is aKorfa, and I sat in for your regular host, Enim. Enim Ado. Yes, and right now we're handing over to the news team, and then Kofi Hayford takes over with the Overdrive as well. Have a good evening.
8 o'clock.
It's 8 o'clock.